Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update, sponsored by Tax Network USA, America's #1 choice for tax resolution. Please go to tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It's Wednesday, June 19th, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Pathway to citizenship. No more cell phones. JT arrested. And Fisker bankrupt. That's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, Biden unveiling his new immigration program, offering legal status to 500,000 spouses of U.S. citizens. So if you are an illegal alien married to a U.S. citizen and have lived here for at least 10 years, you will now be allowed to apply for a work permit and deportation protection. You can then apply for a green card, and once you have a green card for a certain number of years, you're eligible for citizenship. This announcement is on the 12th anniversary of Obama's DACA program, Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals. Those are the Dreamers. But a federal judge in Texas last year ruled that the Dreamer DACA program is unlawful. LA Unified School District, the second largest in the country, voted to ban the use of cell phones for students during school hours. The phone-free policy says that the moment a student walks into class all the way to the end of the day, they are not allowed to have their cell phones. One board member said, "Let's have kids interact with one another, free from the distractions that we know are harming mental health and their academics." I'm all for this. I know how distracted I am with my phone. I can't imagine kids constantly getting messages throughout the day. What hope does any teacher have against that? JT, Justin Timberlake, arrested for DWI in Long Island, driving while intoxicated. Stopped at 12:37 in the morning after he drove through a stop sign in Sag Harbor. When Timberlake was pulled over, the officer said he was in an intoxicated condition. His eyes were bloodshot and glassy, and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage was emanating from his breath, and he performed poorly on all standard field sobriety tests. He told the officer, "I had one martini, and I followed my friends home." Documents reveal he refused a breath test 3 times. His court appointment will be on July 26th. Virtually, his next tour stop is in Chicago on Friday. Fisker Automotive, once considered a competitor to Tesla in the electric vehicle market. In 2009, Biden promised that $529 million in Department of Energy loan guarantees to Fisker would produce electric cars in Delaware and provide billions of dollars in good new jobs. Fisker never made a car in the United States of America. I'm Mike Slater with the podcast Politics by Faith. The great Bill O'Reilly has your message of the day next.
If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. This protection plan is at an all-time low in price. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Wednesday, the White House is very annoyed that some Americans believe the president is over the hill. In fact, he might not even know a hill is involved. Press Secretary Karine Jean-Pierre is saying all the hysteria falls under the cheap fake banner. So what's that? A cheap fake is an altered video. Some dishonest person uses technology to make a video appear real when it's actually falsely edited. President Biden's people say that's what's happening to him all the time. To some extent, the accusation is fair, but cheap fakes really are not necessary in Joe Biden's case. He's having trouble due to his age. Nothing fake about it. If President Biden is reelected in November, the United States will be altered forever. The heavy odds are the president will not complete a second term, so Kamala Harris would become president. She is far more alert than Biden, but totally unqualified to run the country. Just look at her border resume. Remember, President Biden put her in charge of figuring things out down there. I guess she's still working on it. Summing up, the Biden opposition doesn't need to fake anything. The president is not succeeding, and things will get worse. Can the fake embrace the reality? I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Now let's go to the mail. Robin Jasper, Hillsboro, Oregon. I'm angry at the Hollywood crowd for telling us to vote for Biden. Why? Because his policies don't hurt them. They can still go to the grocery store, buy whatever they want. They can fill their gas tanks so often as they need to. Crime doesn't hurt them in their gated communities. Absolutely right. These people live in a bubble. They don't associate with anybody that says anything they disagree with. And it's hurting them, no doubt about it, as Keith, concierge member, thank you, Keith, points out. I am so off Hollywood. These so-called elites, who do they think watches and pays for the movies that make it to the theaters or Netflix, etc.? They have hurt themselves. Just George Clooney alone. I mean, I have a long beef with him. I would say we're enemies. I would say that's accurate because of the 9/11 telethon, and he wouldn't help me get the money to the folks. And he's as arrogant as he possibly be. What is his career? What is he? He sells booze, I think. Doesn't he sell booze, or he sold his booze operation? Would you go see George Clooney movie? I tried to watch the Boys in the Boat movie he directed. I couldn't get through it. So dull it was. But anyway, that's not an objective, and I admit that. Bruce Kesselman, Las Vegas. Will you be interviewing Jake Tapper to get him on the record that CNN is not giving Biden the debate questions in advance? Nobody at CNN is ever going to sit with me for an interview. Come on. CNN is not going to give Biden the debate questions in advance. He did too much to lose. Now, I know Donna Brazile gave Hillary Clinton the thing, but Donna Brazile did that on her own. The CNN didn't say, hey, Donna, give Hillary the question. No. They get caught doing that, CNN, it is completely over. In a moment, something you might not know. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 159 years ago today, the Union Army arrived in Galveston, Texas, after the conclusion of the Civil War. Once there, the troops delivered a very simple message. The people of Texas are hereby informed that all slaves are free. Well, today we celebrate the event as the end of bondage in America. Here is the story of Juneteenth. In January 1863, President Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation. The order technically freed enslaved Americans in the South, but in reality, Abe's proclamation didn't free every slave. As Northern troops advanced into the Confederate South, many enslaved people fled behind Union lines, and they were protected there. But in Texas, that state experienced no large-scale invasion by federal soldiers, so slavery persisted. In the spring of 1865, Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered to General U.S. Grant in Virginia. On June 19th, federal troops finally arrived in Texas. Folks had no idea the Civil War was over, nor did the 250,000 black people who were slaves in Texas. No one knew. With the Union in charge, 250,000 slaves were given their freedom. Following year, residents throughout the South celebrated Jubilee Day. In 1979, Texas officially designated June 19th as Juneteenth. President Biden established the day as a federal holiday in 2021. And here's something else you might not know. Juneteenth is not only celebrated in the USA, the day is also honored in northern Mexico. After liberation, some freed blacks fled Texas. The biggest party went south of the border to a town called Nacimiento de los Negros, the birth of the blacks. For more amazing stories about the Civil War and the struggle to vanquish slavery, please check out my first killing book, Killing Lincoln. Back after this. Are you overwhelmed with back taxes or unfiled returns? With 88,000 newly hired IRS agents, that agency has increased enforcement, issuing millions of pay-up notices this year alone. So don't face the IRS alone. Tax Network USA can help you. As the nation's premier tax relief firm, they've negotiated more than $1 billion in tax relief for their clients. Services include penalty forgiveness, hardship programs, and offer in-compromise solutions. So are you behind on taxes? Whether it's $10,000 or $10 million, they can help. Contact Tax Network USA for strategic advice on reducing or eliminating your tax debt. To schedule a complimentary consultation, please call 800-245-6000, or you can visit tnusa.com. Don't let the IRS control your life. Empower yourself with Tax Network USA support. Take charge of your financial future. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.